The academic procession has arrived. All are requested to kindly rise. Please be seated.
Let us rise for the prayer.
The second convocation ceremony of the Saintgits College of Engineering Autonomous has been called to distribute the provisional degree certificates in the programs of MBA, MCA and MTech for the candidates of the college who have successfully completed all the requirements to be worthy of awarding the degree in the respective programs offered by APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. I have great pleasure in declaring this convocation ceremony opened.
I invite Mr. Thomas T. John to deliver the welcome address.
A warm good morning to all of you. It is my immense pleasure and honor to deliver the welcome address on the occasion of the second convocation ceremony of Saintgits College of Engineering, which is an autonomous institution now. I feel humbled and honored to witness this moment of fulfilling of responsibility and the confidence entrusted by the Government of Kerala, UGC and the APJ Abdul Kalam Technology University by conferring autonomous status to Saintgits. Our gratitude to the abundant blessings showered on us by Almighty Lord and the divine intercession of our patron saint, More Gregorios of Permula. I extend a warm welcome to our chief guest of the day, our well-wisher and guide and the Honorable Vice-Chancellor of our University and Digital University, Kerala, Dr. Saji Gopinath, to this important milestone in our history. Honorable Vice-Chancellor has an illustrious track record in his academic service. Dr. Saji Gopinath has been serving the academic community in various capacities as Director, Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management, Dean, Academics and Development at the Indian Institute of Management, Founding Dean of Bennett University also. He served as the Chief Executive Officer of the Kerala Startup Mission for 3 years prior to his present office. Our students are indeed honored to receive their degree from such an eminent academician and distinguished person, I welcome you, sir, to this convocation. I also welcome our other distinguished guests, members of the management, principals, deans, heads of departments, teaching and non-teaching staff of this great institution to this event. Most important of all, I wholeheartedly welcome the parents who place their trust in us and the gloriously looking graduates who are the stars of the second convocation ceremony. I presume that we have trained you well to hone your skills for achieving a rewarding career. With the right attitude and gratitude, you will all have a very fulfilling career going forward. We wish you the very best. I am sure with the support we get from the government and the university, Saintgits will continue on the path of attaining our vision, leading to more success and contributions to the society through our students and faculty. Once again, I welcome all of you gathered here and wishing you all the best for your life and career. Thank you.
I invite the Chief Guest, Dr. Saji Gopinath, to deliver the convocation address.
Good morning. Respected Chairman, other dignitaries on the dais, honorable faculty members, deans, head of the departments, invitees, proud parents, guests, and the stars of today, the graduating class of 2023. At the outset, let me congratulate each of the postgraduate students from MBA, MCA, and MTech second batch of Saintgits College of Engineering Autonomous for completing your program with flying colors. And I'm very happy that I could be here on this day of importance for your life. Sure, that is a very happy moment, and I always believe that being in the midst of happy people, fortunate people, actually make you also very fortunate. Thank you, Saintgits management, for inviting me for this, be a part of this. I know that you started your program when the COVID was at its peak, and the period which you have done your studies, maybe you completed your graduation as well as when you started your postgraduate program, it's more of a roller coaster ride. We have disruptions, we have uncertainties, but all of us could actually tide over this crisis, and you could complete the program in such a grand manner without much hassles and breakages, and you could complete in time. It's actually a testimony of how resilient and how resourceful we are when we are faced with such sort of calamities, crises, and disruptions. I'm sure that this period, the things which you have learned, how do you manage such an unprecedented crisis, is going to be one of the key elements in your life which will help you to go scale up higher heights along with the education which you got from this great institution. As you are entering in the next stage of your life, I believe that many of you are going to take up jobs. Some of you are going for higher studies, either in India or abroad. That's going to be very different from what you have done so far. You should actually be thankful to people who stood with you so far, especially your parents and the institution and the teachers, specifically for this batch, because we know that at many point of time they themselves were affected by the pandemic problems per se. But even though they were affected, they actually supported you to ensure that your studies are going undisrupted. Having said that, when you are actually getting into a new life, it's also important for us to understand that the world has changed quite a bit in the last 3 years. In fact, we used to say that pandemics and disruptions comes in once in a century. Some of you may be aware that almost 100 years back, the World War I, followed with the Spanish flu pandemic, actually made huge differences in the world per se. If you look back, last 100 years could have been the best period of the technology and science in the entire history of human beings. The amount of development which we have done as a humankind across the world during the last 100 years is tremendous. It actually helped a large number of people to come out of poverty. It actually made life of most people different from what they were during the early years of 1900s. It actually made many things affordable, education being one of them. We know that if you look back a century back, it's very difficult to get a proper quality education per se. But the changes which happened in the world, thanks to the mass production philosophy, thanks to the huge amount of automation which has happened, things becomes very accessible and easily accessible. The changes which happened in the civil, mechanical, electrical in the early years of 20th century and later computer science and electronics, and the whole concept of management, which especially MBA students knows that the whole concept of management is not even 100 years old. It came only in the early period of 1900s with the Taylor and other thinkers bringing about. And it actually created a very different way, the way the organizations are getting organized, managed and administered. And all these made big changes per se. If you look at the positive sides of it, as I said, it actually made the human life far better. We could actually start looking right from a remote space to deep into the DNA. So right from something which both the sides we cannot see, but we can actually visualize them. We could actually go to that. All those things are actually created new sets of products. We know that the longevity of people have gone further. We have seen how a major pandemic like COVID, we could actually develop a vaccine in a very, very short period of time. Not even a year, little more than a year. And then a country like India, which has got its own logistics challenges, could distribute it to more than 2 billion, close to 2 billion doses in a very short period of time, completely leveraging on the digital technologies. All these things actually shows that there is a substantive amount of technological prowess which all of us have acquired. Now, when the second pandemic strike, it actually again changing this world. There is a tectonic shift which is happening in the way we are going to live, the way we are actually working, the way we are going to make the world different place altogether. If you go back, there are two aspects. There are many changes which happened, but I thought I will just touch upon two aspects, especially for some of you who are getting into the career immediately. A, there is a very clear awareness and a huge demand for sustainability. I'll come to that in a little bit more detail. But more importantly, which is something which is not that visible, and for a state like Kerala, this becomes very important, is from a large centralization model which we used to follow in the past, we are actually moving more into decentralization, and there is an emergence of self which is happening. Let me a little bit elaborate on both these topics. As I said, if you look at the last 100 years, how the world has become so fast developing is primarily because a large amount of human drudgery has been replaced by machines. We know that a mechanical muscle can actually do things far more efficient than a human being in a much, much higher levels and scales. This made products easily affordable. This made things easily available. The development in communication technologies, development in mobility technologies like IC engines, jet engines, etc., made people move from one place to another place very fast. People could see another person in another part of the world very fast. From sitting in Trivandrum or in Sriharikota, you can actually manage a satellite far, far away and to ensure that it actually enters into it's going to launch in moon in the right time or right place. So these sort of a huge changes which has happened, and this all happened because of technological development. But there is a negative aspect of this. In our quest to ensure that the human beings get better off the life, people get things affordable, along with that little bit of a greediness which management professionals have brought in, you actually started exploiting the resources almost in a manner where the earth cannot sustain itself. We started creating very, very huge factories with huge footprints. We started developing vehicles and mobility systems which which actually created pollution to the levels which at the one end it depleted the resources, at other end it actually created difficulties into the earth and the things around it. And as we know that in the last few years, we have seen this across the world. The impact of the development which has happened in the last 100 years, the effect of it is now actually even seen here. Only around 5 years back, and especially this area, you must have witnessed how the flood has affected us. But the flood is now not a new phenomenon now. Everybody knows that every year it is going to happen. It is, and you have seen in India, in other part of the world, in Europe, places which has never experienced heat wave, there are heat waves happening. The places which has never experienced heavy rains, the rains are happening. So there is, the climate change is actually a reality. And this has all happened because of the uninterrupted or uncorrected way you are actually exploiting resources to make the people a better life as such. So what the better life products has actually exploited it. This is something which during the COVID people started thinking back. Is it really required to have these sort of models? Can we have alternate models? We suddenly find that we can actually manage things not necessarily traveling to one place. We can do it sitting here. I can actually do a job in maybe in Silicon Valley or maybe in another part of the world. I don't have to actually travel many times. I don't have to actually burn fuel. I don't have to create huge amount of geographical footprints of pollution. I don't have factories which are very large. I can actually create items in a very small manner. If I want, think about the power which is seen here. Most of this power is actually generated in a polluting power plant many far away from here. And the entire the power which is delivered here, you can see a huge amount of pollution which happens in the whole place. But think about a solar, which actually, where you are moving the production from this large context to a very small context as such. So this shift from large to small, the mass to small is actually having to happen. Again, technology is actually helping here. The technology actually ensures that you can actually do things which we are doing in mass scale at a very small scale at the same level of efficiencies. This is a change which the world is happening. I'm not sure whether these things are actually being taught to you. These things are actually covered in your syllabus. Maybe your teachers must have given it to you out of syllabus sort of a thing. But our content, our syllabus are still not able to address that. When you think about mechanical engineering, we still think about large machines. When you think of electrical engineering, we still think about large power plants. When you think about computer science, we think about huge servers and computers which actually take a huge amount of carbon footprint. From that world, the world is actually shifting to a world where the small is going to become really beautiful. The small is going to become very effective as such. In fact, one of your professor was asking that they would like to visit the digital university. So I said that conventionally when you think about a university, you think about a university with large amounts of land. You think about a university where large buildings are there. Today's universities are not like this. Today's companies are not there. In Trivandrum, for example, we actually funded a small startup from another engineering college a few years back where he could create a 200 crore company in around 3,000 square feet space. Unthinkable in the past. So the world is actually shifting from something which are very, very large to very small formats where it's going to become a very efficiency per se. This concept of sustainability is the one which is going to drive you when you are getting into the career. This has got two impacts. One, the importance of individuals are going to become much more significant than earlier. In the past world, which we generally used to call as the economy creator world. In an economy creator world, especially there are management students here so they can understand this. In an economy creator world, what happens is that you as a human being create your energy, your abilities. It is added with the financial muscle of somebody else, perhaps other factors of production. Land could be one, the capital could be one. Together we actually create new product and services. That world is actually moving out. From an economy creator world, we are actually moving to a creator economy. What's a creator economy? In a creator economy, you don't need any of these factors of production. You don't need land, you don't need buildings, you don't need capital. You only need the intellectual power and the knowledge assets. I'll just give you a simple example to make it more clear. Think about a person here sitting here who is a nice artist, who is a good singer, or who is a professional singer per se. 10 years back, if you really wanted to publish your album, you wanted to make sure that the world knows you, to hear your music, you need to actually approach a music company. And the music company will actually, after doing several rounds of discussions, may actually take your product, and then they will actually distribute across the world. But in this process, 80 to 90% of whatever is the value addition happening in that is taken by that music company and not by the person who really create the music. And this is what is the economy creator world. The intermediary who brings in the factors of production, like land, labor, the material, the capital, they are the ones who takes the chunk of the wealth per se. Today, you don't do that. If you wanted to make your music to be known to the world, you go to YouTube or one of the platforms, and then you create your own channel, and you ensure that the world hears that. Whatever revenue, whatever value addition, whatever returns on the value addition, it comes back to you. This change, which is visible to us in a YouTube channel, is actually happening in everywhere. The organizations are shrinking. In fact, as a management professor, I used to say that it is a time we need to really think that the principles of management we taught, which we taught to us and we teach, are relevant anymore. There is a need to start thinking out how do you manage micro operations? How do I manage marketing from a perceptual study to actual database study? How do I make sure that the financing is from a capital core financing to crowdsource financing? So there is a big shift which is happening on this. Now I actually envy all of you because you are actually getting into a time where all these exciting things are happening. You are getting into a world where blockchain is actually coming. The moment blockchain or a crypto is going to be the norm, many of our economics theories have to be rewritten because you cannot have a monetary policy combined with a fiscal policy when the currency is not anymore confined to one particular geography. These challenges are the ones which actually makes your life going to be very exciting. But believe me, this has happened in the past also. The people who were graduating during 1990s and 1920s, they also had the similar challenge because they are getting into a world where the conventional home-based production is actually going into factory-based production, and they have to adopt to that. And many of them have done, and many of them have really become big. The same thing happened during 1980s and 1990s when computers actually made things different. You can actually make sure that you can connect anywhere in the world. Again, the world become a very different place as such. And you have seen the newer genre of people are actually coming out. If you think about the names of companies which you believe is the best companies in the world, most of them are started by people like you, maybe 15, 20 years back. So the whole concept that a company has to be 100 years old or an organization has to be 100 years old to excel is actually changing. In a very short period of time, you are going to make the excellence as a part as such. And it is in this context where our Honorable Prime Minister, in his last Independence Day speech, made a very important declaration. He said that if all of us Indians try in the next 25 years, when India celebrates her 100th anniversary of independence, we can become a developed country. Being a developed country means you need to reach close to around 30 to 35 trillion dollars of economy. A country which is around 4 trillion economy today, if in another 25 it has to reach a 35-40 trillion economy, management students back of the envelope calculation tells you that you have to grow 12% per annum for the next 25 years. Nowhere in the world, any part of the world, ever have grown at 12% consistently for 25 years. That is a challenge which our Prime Minister has given to us. And that Amrit Kal is the time where you people are actually starting your career. You people are actually going to do your work. You people are actually going to build a nation. I know that some of you are already moving out of this place. You may be actually going to some other part of the world. But I'm sure that you will come back because the opportunity is here. Who will actually stay in a country which is growing at 2%, 1%, when another part of the world is growing at 12%, 15%? Naturally, the opportunities are plenty in that. And that thing will happen. But the challenge is that as each of us have to build this, each of us have the opportunity as well as the challenge and the responsibility to ensure that we just not do a job, but we need to ensure that our country grows every year, year on year, for next 25 years at 12% per annum. which is not a small feat at all. But I know that if you can tide over a pandemic, if you can tide over a crisis with your resilience, you can actually do that with all your passion and excellence. And that is the challenge, and that is the opportunity in front of us. Each of you are going to get substantial amount of opportunities. Maybe 25 years later, I'm sure that this batch will come back for their Silver Jubilee reunion, maybe in this hall or maybe a much bigger hall. At that point of time, we'll definitely hear many names in those crowd who have actually changed the world. Today we speak about Elon Musk and we speak about Steve Jobs. At that point of time, we will not speak about them. We will speak about people like you. People among you are the ones who made the world different. And that is my message for you. My message to you as this convocation is that, can you take that challenge to drive this country, uses all opportunities where the individual is actually becoming significant. The Web3 world is actually coming. Can you take that opportunity, use all the learnings which you have, use all the support your teachers have given you, all the outside class learnings which you had from your peers, use that to create and chart a history of your own. Rather than being one in a billion, make one among a billion, make a vow that I will be one in a billion and make that difference. Wish each of you a very great career to make yourself a significant contribution to the country and having a great career and a great life. I wish all of you all the very best. Once again, thank Saintgits for inviting me for this convocation address, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Ms. Srilashmi KU is the best outgoing student of MBA program. Mr. Alex James is the best outgoing student of MCA program. Mr. Umesh Krishnan R of Mission Design is the best outgoing student of MTech program. I invite the heads of departments to present the candidates of their department to receive the professional degree certificate.
Dr. Joseph Kunyupol C., I present unto you the candidates in person in the MBA program who have been certified by, after examination, to be duly qualified to receive the provisional degree of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. Miss Aparna AP secured first rank. Miss Gauri Chandran secured second rank. Miss Adira PS secured third rank. Mr. Shahrukh Khan S secured sixth rank. Mr. Aaron Matthew. Mr. Abhijit Satyan. Mr. Adarsh Kumar CA. Mr. Alan Anu Jacob. Miss Alfie Joseph. Mr. Alvin Sunny. Miss Anita Susan George. Miss Anika Babu P. Miss Anna Mariam Anthony. Miss Ansu Sosa Sabu. Mr. Aravind Rajgopal. Mr. Arjun K. Miss Ashwati C. Miss Bettina. Mr. Bibin F. Mr. Bijoy Chako. Miss Blessy B. Benny. Miss Chaitra Arun. Mr. Dalin Matthew Abraham. Miss Dency, Miss Darina Mariam Matthew, Miss Dia Shahjahan, Miss Donia Mary Joseph, Miss Gayatri S. Kumar, Mr. Gokul Raj, Miss Gauri Chandra Babu, Miss Grace Miriam Finney, Miss Helen Hannah John, Mr. Jabin Abraham Joy, Mr. Jitin KJ, Miss Joanna Elizabeth Sunny, Mr. Jomin George, Miss K. Krishnapriya, Miss Kesia Anna Jerry, Mr. Kevin Binu, Mr. Kiranjit MS, Miss Krishna S, Mr. Libin Raj, Miss Lisha Mariam Saji, Miss Leah Elizabeth Philip, Miss Maria Epen, Miss Meenu KM, Miss Meenu P, Miss Meera Nazrin, Miss Marin Philip, Miss Merlin Thomas, Mr. Milan P. Matthew, Miss Nandana S, Miss Nargis Nasrin Jabas, Mr. Nathaniel Thomas, Miss Neena P. Rajiv, Miss Needumol K.A., Mr. Nidin Georgi Kuruvilla, Mr. Nikhil Matthew Philip, Miss Parvati V. Gopal, Mr. Rahul P., Miss Reba Mary Varghese, Miss Reshma Ramesh, Mr. Richie Varghese Kuryakos, Miss Rinsi Sara Rajan, Mr. Rohan George A.B., Miss Sania Susan George, Miss Celine Rachel Matthews, Miss Sheha Persis Anil, Mr. Sean Abraham Sunny, Mr. Sean Dixon, Miss Sneha Mol P., Miss Sri Lakshmi K.U., Miss Shruti P., Miss Sri Lakshmi M., Mr. Srinath, Mr. Srinath, Miss Stanley Solomon, Miss Steffi M. Sabu, Miss Swandana Suresh Kumar, Miss Swarna Jorli, Vishaki V. Nair, Yathukrishnan P.S., Miss Sri Lakshmi K.U.,
Dr. Joseph Kunyipolsi, I present unto you the candidates in person in the MCA program who have been certified by after examination to be duly qualified to receive the professional degrees of APJ Abdul Kalam Technology University, Tiruvandhuram. Arya R. Nair, secured first rank. Aditya D, secured second rank. Alex James, secured third rank. Anu Elizabeth Maman, secured fourth rank. Amal Sibino, secured fifth rank. Gautam Krishna, M, secured sixth rank. Abhirami KS, Abraham Martin, Akash Jain, Alan P. Nath, Alicia P.N., Annette Jos, Anjana Sandosh, Ansu Susan Biju, Aquin Ando, Archana AP, Aromel P. Shaji, Asad T. Prasad, Ayana B., Binimol Joseph, Christina Yeshdasan, Devika Madhu, Devika Raj, Fatima Sitara Satar, Ganesh K. Nair, Gifty Elizabeth Roy, Jayasri J, Joel John Saji, Joel Joseph, Josna Jos, Legin Thomas, Legin Benny, License Sabu, Lydia Solomon, Manjusha K, Manup Sanu, Merlin Benedict, Mithun Raj DK, Nidish Nadarajan, Princey Francis, Ramin Jacob Philip, Ria Mariam Thomas, Rohan S. Cherian, S.S. Saumya, Sandra S., Sarah Philip, Shanu Shaji, Sweda Grace Sam, Silly Thomas, Saumya Matthew, Saumya Skaria, Sri Lakshmi Suresh, Surya Merlin Jose, Suryajit R, Shweta K. Jain, Vinita U. Prabhu, Yadukrishnan T.Y.
Dr. Joseph Kunyapol C. I present unto you the candidates in person in the MTech in Geomechanics and Structures program who have been certified by after examination to be duly qualified to receive the provisional degrees of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. Arathi KS secured first rank. Alicia Paul, Anu Jacob, Bhagya CG, Rita Annie George, Sherin M. George, Shiano Rahim, Varun Anil, Dr. Joseph Kunyapol C. I present unto you the candidates in person in the MTech in Structural Engineering and Construction Management program who have been certified by after examination to be duly qualified to receive the provisional degrees of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. Niranjana S. secured first rank. Telma G. Puthanpura secured second rank. Akshara P. Allan Raju, Anjala Saji, Aparna K. Pradeep, Ashita Mariam Matthew, Fatima Niswa VS, Genga VR, Gogul Goban, Ittup R. Anjeril, Lavanya Prakash, Mika Ann Kurian, Nishant Manoj, Parvati Krishnan R, Paul Chaco, Ronnie George Roy, Sarangi TL, Shifa Ibrahim, Silla and Shibu, Tony K. Chakochan.
Dr. Joseph Kunjupal C. I present unto you the candidate in person in the MTech Power System program who have been certified by after examination to be duly qualified to receive the provisional degrees of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. Deepak R. secured first rank. Justina Ann Thomas.
Dr. Joseph Kunjupal C. I present unto you the candidate in person in the MTech in Robotics and Automation program who have been certified by after examination to be duly qualified to receive the provisional degree of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Trivandrum. Jesslyn Anna George, she secured first rank. Muhammad Fayaz Haq. Nandu Gopakumar Ji. Philip C. Jacob. Sherin Reba Philip. Dr. Joseph Kunjupal C. I present unto you the candidate in person in the MTech in Telecommunication Engineering program who have been certified by after examination to be duly qualified to receive the provisional degree of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. Justina Sudindran, she secured first rank. Dr. Joseph Kunjipol C., I present unto you the candidate in person in the MTech VLSE and Embedded System program who have been certified by after examination to be duly qualified to receive the provisional degree of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. Chintu and Matthew secured first rank. Albi Elizabeth Kurian.
Dr. Joseph Kunjipol C., I present unto you the candidates in person in the MTech in Machine Design program who have been certified by after examinations to be duly qualified to receive the professional degrees of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. Engineer Umesh Krishnan R. secured first rank. Engineer Deepak George Maman.
Dr. Joseph Kunjipol C., I present unto you in absentia the following number of candidates who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the provisional degree of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University in their respective programs. MBA program, 19 candidates. MCA program, 1 candidate. MTech in Geomechanics and Structures, 3 candidates. MTech in Structural Engineering and Construction Management, 3 candidates. MTech in Computer Science and Systems Engineering, 1 candidate.
Will the candidates who have been qualified for the award of degree by the university kindly stand and administer the pledge? We shall in thought, word and deed ever endeavor to be thoroughly honest in the discharge of our duties in our profession, and shall uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession and the honor of our university. We shall uphold and advance the social order and the well-being of our fellow members, and shall devote all our energy to promote unity, integrity, and the secular ideals of our country.
I pray that necessary permission may be accorded for awarding the professional degrees to the candidates.
In the name and on behalf of APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram, I have awarded you the professional degree certificates of the program offered by APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University, Thiruvananthapuram. By virtue of the authority vested in me as the principal of Saintgits College of Engineering Autonomous, I admit you to the degree for which you have been declared qualified, and in token whereof I permit you to wear the tassel of the academic cap right to left as the insignia of your degree.
I dissolve this convocation ceremony. We want to have a pictorial moment. So, dear graduates, it's time to throw your cap when I say 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go.
National Anthem. Namana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidada Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Benga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jalati Taranga Taba Shubha Name Jahe Taba Shubha Ashisha Mahe Gahe Taba Jaya Gatha Janagana Mangala Dayaga Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidada Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He
We have come to the end of the convocation ceremony. All are requested to kindly remain standing as the academic procession leaves the dais.
The graduates are requested to move towards the front of the administrative block for a group photo session. Parents are requested to kindly remain seated in the amphitheatre.
Graduates and accompanying members can make use of the photo point arranged in the Caesar corner near Main Gate 2 for capturing official photos. All the photographs taken during the ceremony will be shared via Google Drive.
Students are requested to kindly return the academic robe and cap to their respective staff advisors.
Lunch will be served at 12 p.m. in the mini auditorium for the graduates and their parents and relatives, and at the AK Seminar Hall for the faculty. Please enjoy the same.
Lunch will be served from 12 p.m. onwards in the mini auditorium for the graduates and their parents and relatives, and at the AK Seminar Hall for the faculty. Please enjoy the same. Thank you.
ഒരു പാട്ട് പാടൂ.
அடைமழை வரும் அதில் நனைவோமே குளிர் காய்ச்சலோட ஸ்நேகம் ஒரு போர்வைக்குள் இரு தூக்கம் குழு குழு பொய்கள் சொல்லி என்னை வெல்வாய் அது தெரிந்தும் கூட அன்பே மனம் அதையேதான் எதிர்பார்க்கும் எங்கேயும் போகாமல் தினம் வீட்டிலேயே நீ வேண்டும் சில சமயம் விளையாட்டாய் உன் ஆடைக்குள்ள நான் வேண்டும் வசீகரா என் நெஞ்சினுக்கு உன் பொன்மடியில் தூங்கினால் போதும் அதே கணம் என் கண்ணுறங்க உன் ஜென்மங்களின் ஏக்கங்கள் தீரும்
ஆயிரம் நாடுகள் வாழடா